Hey friends, and welcome back. I'm so excited to spend the next few days with you. We have so many festive and really cozy things planned. It all starts tonight with a Christmas party that we're going to be attending with some friends. I also want to do some festive baking. We're going to be making one of my favorite treats. Then there's a little Christmas decor DIY that I want to do together. I have a vision for it in my head. I really hope it turns out. Then we have a bonfire night tomorrow and a bunch of other fun things too. It's Friday afternoon now. I think this vlog is going to go through the end of Sunday. This is going to be such a fun weekend filled with so many of my favorite elements of the season. But let's kick things off with picking up my outfit for tonight. My newly clothing rental order came in just the other day. I think I have 3 different dresses to choose from, so I want to try them on all together. We can decide what I'm going to wear. Okay, so I've got my newly order, or at least most of it here. I did also pick a couple more casual sweaters because I had a few extra items, but I've got 3 dresses and then a massive puffer coat. My friend said that the dress code for the party tonight is swanky. So she said think sequins, silk, tulle, feathers, velvet, bow ties, and suits. So it's a pretty tall order. That being said, I think of the 3 dresses, one is silk and one is velvet, so hopefully we can find something that works. So I'm going to try on each of these 3 dresses now, plus the coat for good measure, and we'll see which one we like best. So here's dress number 1. It's originally from Free People, and actually it's brand new. It literally still has the tags on it. And I'm just loving the smocking detail on this, the Merlot velvet. It's a beautiful color. The open back on this is so fun, and it has pockets. Literally anytime a dress has pockets, just climbs the ranks in my book. So we're off to a good start. I really think that this dress would be a great option either for tonight or for some of the other events we have coming up this month. Let's try on the others now. So the second one is fun and just a little bit different. It is a maxi dress, so a little bit longer than I typically go for. I'm usually a mini or midi type of dress person, but I thought that this one was too fun to pass up. I just thought it was so festive and fun with the little star pattern and the gold thread running through it. I actually think the silhouette works really well on me too. Plus, we have another winner. It also has pockets. So I do think that this one could be another great option for tonight, but I'm kind of leaning because of the fun star pattern. I kind of want to save it for New Year's Eve. I feel like it would be perfect for that. So not a knock on this dress at all. I actually really love it, but I just want to save it for something I think it would be perfect for. So I just slipped this 3rd dress on and immediately it just feels like the one for tonight. I am obsessed with this gorgeous green silk color. I love the fact that this dress has space for my hips. That was the one thing I was worried about. Anthropology, you did well. I really just feel like overall this hits the mark when it comes to the dress code. Paired with some heels, bit of jewelry, I think it's going to be beautiful. So very excited about that. That was so easy. Now all we need to do is just give it a quick iron before we go. Okay, then I just wanted to show you guys one other piece. I'm not planning to wear it tonight because it doesn't really go with the outfit, but I thought that this jacket was so fun and I was really excited to rent it. Feels like I'm an astronaut or I belong at a disco or something, which actually is why I rented it. I think it's next weekend. We have a friend's birthday party that's disco themed. I think it's also outdoors, so I thought that this would be fun to wear to it. Okay, but now I just want to give this a quick iron and then we can get on to some festive baking for tonight. Okay, so I've got the dress all ironed, it's looking good, and I've just got it hung up in our closet. Probably wait till closer when we need to leave to change into it so I don't get any new wrinkles in it. But next what I want to do is to make a fun treat to bring to the party tonight. I think there are going to be a bunch of hors d'oeuvres provided, but they did ask if you could sign up to bring a drink or dessert, so I signed up to bring some red wine and then also a fun treat. So I was thinking we could make one of my favorite festive desserts, and that's Christmas crack. Although I will say, I don't know that that's its real name. It's just what I grew up calling it because it's super tasty and addictive. So I've just got the recipe here. It says we need 40 saltine crackers, a cup of butter, a cup of brown sugar, 2 cups of chocolate chips, and then coarse salt. And fingers crossed, I'm pretty sure I have all of those ingredients on hand. So let's get out everything that we need and get to baking. So we've got out all the ingredients that we're going to need. Next, what we're going to do is to get out a baking sheet, line it with parchment paper, put down all of the saltine crackers. Then while we do that, we're going to melt the butter, the brown sugar together, bring that to a boil, and to create kind of a syrup out of it. So let's start with doing that first, and then we can check in with some next steps.
In my heart, but this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You and me, doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
So we just finished with the caramel sauce and I poured that over the crackers. I just put that in the oven at 350 degrees for a couple of minutes. We're going to wait till that gets bubbly and then we're going to take that out, put the chocolate chips on top, and then finish it off with a layer of salt. It's been a while since I made these, but so far everything seems to be going to plan, so I'm really hoping that these turn out well.
Skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart.
So that was pretty easy. We're all done. Now we just need to wait about 30 minutes for it to cool off before we can break it up into pieces. While we wait, we've got about 45 minutes until we have to leave, so I'm going to use that time just to get ready. Okay, so I just broke up the Christmas crack. It looks amazing, smells amazing. Let's see if it tastes as good as it looks. I love this stuff. I'm gonna need to cover this up so I don't eat it all on the way there. Just going to sneak one more piece. Okay, but now I'm going to put on my dress, my heels, and let's get ready to head out the door. Okay, and we're all ready to go. Let me show you the final outfit. I've got on the beautiful Anthropologie dress. I'm going to be wearing these dainty little rope earrings. Then I have a delicate necklace, a few gold rings, and I'll be wearing these heels. And then I'm just going to pop this jacket on top because it's a bit cold. Take it off once I get inside, but I am so excited for this evening. But now we need to run. Christopher's already outside waiting for me, so I'll catch up with you all later. Okay, so it's like midnight. I am super tired. We just got back though. It was such a good night. It was just one of those moments when you just lose track of time and you're just so surrounded by people you love. It was just such a beautiful, just really soul-filling time. So had an amazing, amazing evening, but now going to get ready for bed, and then in the morning, I think I'm going to be meeting a friend for coffee, so I'll take you along for that. But first things first, gotta get some sleep and take this makeup off. Well, good morning, friends. It is now Saturday morning and I've just come to a spot called the Batch House, which is a place that I've never actually tried before, but I've heard really good things about. I think they're supposed to do really good baked goods, pastries, and things like that. So I'm just going to be meeting up with a friend for a few hours, catching up, hanging out. So this should be good and I'm excited to try a new place. I am running just a few minutes late though, so let's head inside now. Okay, so I just got back home, but that was honestly so much fun. The batchmaker was really cute. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect, but the interior of that place was absolutely adorable. The baked goods were delicious too. I brought home a little box, so my friend and I ended up deciding to like pick a couple of things that we ended up splitting. So I've got my little box right here. I was like munching on some of it, but then saved some of it for later. So I have a little mini Pop-Tart, and I think that this is a homemade strawberry Pop-Tart is what they said. And then I have, this is probably the one I've eaten the most of, is this Oreo truffle cookie. So I just have a couple bites left, but I've had a lot of sugar already today, so I'm trying to pace myself. It's a delicious cookie. And then we have, what are these called? I think it's like an oatmeal cream pie. Not exactly sure what they're called, but it's, again, homemade, completely delicious. So yeah, that was so much fun. The interior of that place was absolutely adorable. And then after we got our pastries, we were really craving some coffee, and literally right across the street, there was a place called, let me look it up. So it was called Backdrop Coffee, and I never actually heard of that place before, but the interior of it was so sweet. It was all decorated for Christmas. They were playing festive music, so it was really fun just being able to go and hang out. They had a plant wall, which is beautiful. Coffee was quite tasty as well. And then we literally just sat down, and I hadn't seen this friend in like a month or maybe even 2 months at this point. And so we just started talking, and before we knew it, like 3.5 hours had passed. So it was so good getting to catch up, just spend a really relaxing kind of like chill Saturday morning hanging out. So really a great start to the day, but now I'm back at the house just wanting to chill for a few hours before we go to our bonfire later tonight. And when it comes to ways to relax and to chill, one of my favorite things to do is just to kind of express myself creatively through doing a piece of art or some kind of fun DIY project. So I figured for the next few hours, maybe that was what we could do together. I have this kind of idea in my head for a project that I want to do, but I haven't been able to find a ton of examples or tutorials online for anything like this. So we're kind of going to draw some inspiration from a few different sources and then wing it. So here's the inspiration. I've seen a lot of people do some really fun projects where they use plaster or joint compound in order to create some beautiful pieces of art. My thought was that we could kind of use that technique and concept to do something that's a bit more festively themed. If you've watched some of my seasonal decor videos in the past, you probably know that we have a little frame in our entryway. I just love switching out the art that's in it just based on the season, but I don't really have one for the winter yet, so I figured it would be really fun just to create that together today. So I just have a 5x7 canvas here, which is the size that we're going to need. Then I picked up this Drydex spackling at Home Depot. And this stuff looks a little scary when you put it on because it is bright pink, but it actually dries white, and so I figured that this could be kind of the perfect texture to work with. I found that the end result looks really similar to plaster, but it does dry a lot faster, which is really nice. So we've got all the supplies that we need. The only other thing that I'll be using is the spatula, which I'll use to apply and to create the design in the plaster. Then as far as the inspiration for our piece goes, I really want to do kind of a single beautiful tree, something like kind of these images. So I don't have any kind of tutorial or anything to go off of, but I just kind of want to give it a go and see what we can come up with. And honestly, sometimes that's kind of the way that I like doing things best. When it comes to art, I'm not really a big rule follower. So I think I'm just going to start with laying down some cardboard or construction paper, create a bit of a workspace here, and we'll light a candle, set the mood, and then properly get started. Okay, but then once I got all my supplies out and ready, I set the mood, I started working on our piece. I began with basically just trying to create a background for our scene. I spread a thin layer of the spackling all across the canvas, making sure that I pulled it to the outer edges. And the texture that I was going for here was fairly smooth, but I did still want to have some of the natural indentations and lines of the palette knife. So I just kept going, spreading everything out until I'd created a fairly smooth, even surface. And then I started working on the tree. This is definitely the trickier part, so I began just by adding some extra spackling to the canvas so that we could create kind of a 3D effect. Since I knew it was all going to dry out white, it was important that we did this so that we could add some kind of extra texture and dimension to the piece. So I just spread that into a basic tree shape. Then I went in a second time and began creating indentations in the spackling. And so the first time through, I kind of used the spatula to pull up on the individual pieces. And then I went through a second time and created horizontal lines through the piece. And then from there, I took a hard look at it and basically just tried to identify areas that I could add a bit more detail to, or kind of change the shape of the branches in some way to kind of add some detail and definition to the piece. And it really is just a matter of taste here, exactly how detailed you want to make it. But I just kept going with it until I was happy with the end result. Okay, so we just finished. Here's the final product, and I love how it turned out. You can see that the spackling is already starting to dry, so hopefully in the next few hours, it should all turn white and we can go ahead and put it in our entryway, see how it looks. But overall, I think this is so sweet, and I just love this little winter scene. Here's a little close-up so you can kind of see it better, but it's just your classic Christmas tree with some snowy ground. So it's really simple, but I also feel like such a sweet piece, so I'm really hoping that it dries well and looks amazing in our entryway. So right now I just want to clean up all of the supplies that I used, and then I think we have a couple of hours before we need to leave for our bonfire night, and I really just want to use that time to chill. It's Saturday, and during the weekend I always try to do kind of as little work as possible so I can really spend time resting, recuperating, and spending time with friends and family. We've already been doing a lot of social activities activities this weekend and not a ton of true chilling, so I think I want to do that. I might read a book, watch a show, or something like that until we have to leave. So I just opened up today's Advent tea of the day. It looks like today's tea is Fireside Mocha, which sounds really interesting. I've never tried this one before. I love little Christmas trees inside of it, so I think I'm gonna make myself a cup right now. Yo, this is still pretty hot, but let's give it a try. Smells like kind of like chocolate covered popcorn, you know, like when you do a chocolate drizzle on popcorn. Honestly, that's what it smells like right now. Very sweet smelling. Let's taste it. Ooh, okay, so it's kind of like caramelly almost once you try it. It's a very sweet tea. I definitely call it a dessert tea. It's caffeine free, I was looking at it, which is really nice. So give it probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10. I do often like a little bit of spice in my tea, but as dessert teas go, this one's really tasty. Okay, well, I think I'm just going to get out my book, enjoy my tea, just spend a bit of time reading before we need to leave. And the book I'm going to be reading is All the Light We Cannot See. So I've got my tea, my book, the fireplace, or the fake fireplace at least, the Christmas tree. This is my happy spot right here. Okay, well, it's now a couple of hours later. We're just getting ready to head out the door to go to our bonfire night. Had a really lovely, relaxing afternoon, but I just changed to get ready. So I put on my Madewell corduroy jacket, a little long sleeve shirt, some jeans, and then I've got my Timberland booties that I'm going to be pairing with it. Feels proper for a good bonfire night, and the weather outside is perfect. So I'm really looking forward to this. I feel like you always just have such great conversations, and there's something about a bonfire that's so relaxing too. So I'm really looking forward to tonight. And the final touch, I think that this is gonna work. Let's see. Oh, I think that's cute. I think it works. Okay, let's go to the bonfire. Good morning, it is now Sunday and we are up bright and early because Christopher and I had to come to church pretty early today. So we both are serving this morning. Christopher plays drums on the worship team. I do some projection kind of like a couple times a month. So we're up early for that. So the plan for the day is we have church. Well, actually, technically we're here early for practice. Then we have church. We're going to go out to lunch with friends after the service. Then I think we're going to go home and have a bit of a chill day. Christopher and I were talking last night, and I think we might do our ornament painting tradition. We might watch some football, but generally we just want to have some time to chill. Right now, though, I do need to go inside because I'm running a little bit late. Need to get in, get ready for service. Okay, as I walk in though, here's just a little peek at what I'm wearing. Got on a thrifted Fair Isle sweater, cashmere scarf, and got my tea, my favorite accessory. And I'm just wearing some jeans, my Solo boots, my backpack. So I'm ready to go in.
Where there is brokenness, there will be hope.
Okay, so it's like 2 p.m. now. We just got home and I don't think I remembered to film too much this morning, but everything with church went great. Practice went well. It was a great sermon and I just love worship at this time of year. We incorporated a few Christmas songs this morning, which I always love. Then after church, we just hung out for a while and talked and went to lunch. We went to a place called Inizio's Pizza, which is probably my favorite pizza spot here in Charlotte. I ordered the pistachio pizza, which sounds a little weird, but it is absolutely amazing. So we had that and again just hung out and talked for a while before coming home. And so now this afternoon and evening we've kind of set aside as an intentional time for us to rest and to chill. So I think in a few minutes we'll probably throw on some football. I think we might do our ornament painting later, and just generally we want to use this time to recharge and to do some of the things that fill us. So I'll take you along and show you when we do that. But first, I've been in jeans for far too long already today, so let's change into some comfy clothes. It's much better. Feeling cozy. Oh, also, I wanted to show you all the plaster painting. It fully dried last night. And it looks so good. I love how this came out. I think what we need to do next though is just to maybe cut it out of the frame so that we can put it in. I'm just obsessed with this though. This is even better than I was hoping it would turn out. Okay, this looks so good. Oh, that's the perfect touch for our entryway. I love that. So you just spent the afternoon hanging out, watching football, I painted my nails, but then towards evening we decided to partake in one of our favorite annual Christmas decorations, painting ornaments. Christopher and I both definitely have a bit of an artistic side to us, so doing this together is always just a really special time. So for my ornament, I decided to use this image for inspiration, then I just kind of let my creativity take over. And Christopher's concept was just so amazing too, but I'll leave that one as a surprise.
Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh.
Okay, so I just finished with my ornament. It ended up being this kind of fun, abstract scene. We have a big tree right here, the sun, and then because I felt like the back needed a little something extra, just have a flock of birds, geese, not sure. So all that's left is to find a way of hanging it up. So I've just got a little bit of string right here. We're going to create a nice little hanger for it. So I'm just making a knot at the top here, and then we'll just thread it through. Okay, there we go. Love how this came out. Christopher, do you want to show us your ornament?
Mm-hmm. You have...
Wait here, let me zoom in on it.
I have my ornament here. It is a log cabin with a little fire going, a little wreath on the door, and kind of a snowy scene. And then I have a little family of deer over here.
So cute. Oh, that's amazing.
The shadow.
Beautiful. These deer are wild. I can't get over that. Happy with it?
Suppose so.
It looks good. Let's put them on the tree. Alright, well on that note, I think I'm going to end this one here, but I really hope that you all enjoyed coming along with me as we spent a cozy, festive weekend together. This really was my idea of a perfect weekend. We had plenty of fun activities, time with friends, and really just opportunities to invest in relationships, but equally, we were able to have some chill time, to relax, to do some really soul-filling activities as well. Before I go, just one quick reminder, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, friends, I am wishing you all an incredible day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!